Alright, so here's a little bit of a different video. A few months ago I lost my favorite flashlight. It's a Quark Mini 123 and it has been found. So it was found in the driveway. Had some family come over and somebody was walking on the gravel and moved a little bit of gravel and they, oh, look, what's that? They said it's my flashlight. Has been found. So it's obviously in pretty bad shape. Lens is still intact. I've tried turning it on. It's really rough. It's actually it's all dented up. It turns pretty hard, really gritty. It's been sitting out there probably for 3 months. So this is going to be a good durability test. I'm really curious if I can get this thing going again. It's probably going to need some cleaning and some bending back of some metal here and new seals, but I'm going to try it. I think if it works, it looks awesome. So I'm going to take it apart here and see what we got on the inside. Alright. Got it apart. And yeah, there's a little bit of corrosion on here. You can see the battery. It's not too bad, but it does have a bit of corrosion in there. I don't know if it got into the circuitry. I haven't turned it on yet. Nothing really down in the tail cap area, but a little bit on the side. You can see it was on the top. It kind of vented here. So not as much as I thought would have been in there, but you know, it could be down in the circuitry. I don't know. And this thing is in pretty beat up condition here, but threads still look pretty good. I need to bend this back a little bit so it doesn't rub. You know, this thing has been getting run over by cars and trucks. I mean, this thing is in the gravel, man. It was underneath it. So I'm kind of curious. Let's see if it starts up. I'm going to put a new battery in there. I got some fresh 123s here. And well, let's just see. Let's just see if it works. Do it right now. I'll have to clean a little bit more, but let's try it. Let's see if it lights up. All right, let's see. Let's get this going here. Let's see if it works. It's pretty tight. Is it gonna go? Success story? No. Doesn't work. I think we might have a dead one here. Let's get it cleaned up here though. Let's see if I can get it working. I think it had too much corrosion in there. Well, I'll clean it up a little bit more and see if I can. Looks like it's pretty bad on here, so it might not be making any connection on this. Oh yeah, that's got a coating of. Well, I'm gonna go clean that up a little bit and see if I can get it to fire off. Okay, guys, here we go. Got a little piece of Scotch-Brite. Let's see if I can get this over. Got my camera set up here. It's kind of hard to see here, but a little piece of this red Scotch-Brite. And I started to kind of clean it a little bit in here. Let's see if I can show you. I mean, it's really corroded. I mean, there's like a lot of corrosion right here. You know, it's where it was sitting, probably close to the on position, which is where I usually kept it. So it kind of corroded against those contacts, and there's just a lot of gunk in there. You know, just get it. I'm gonna try to get it kind of cleaned up. The center was really gunked over to the positive end here, and that's cleaning up all right. You know, I could probably take a drill and really polish this up, and I might end up doing that if this doesn't work, but it's getting there. It looks like there wasn't a ton of, it wasn't real thick. You know, I've seen a lot of flashlights with really thick, that white corrosion everywhere. This didn't seem to have that. It was still kind of wet almost. It hadn't hardened. So let's see, let's just keep going here. Get it nice, as clean as we can. Get some dust in there. Probably don't want to go too much further because that circuit board's showing, but let's try it. And then this has got a contact, and I think this is where it contacts it. Yeah, it looks a little oblong actually. I don't know if you can see that. That thing's been run over a few times. It's kind of oval shaped at this point. So I'll give that a little cleanup. It's pretty good, I guess. Alright, moment of truth. Looks like the battery still goes in. Again, it's a little oblong on there. Let's turn it on, fire it up, and see if it works. Not the greatest feeling threads anymore. They're pretty crunchy. Let's see here. Turn it all the way to on. I don't know. Oh, gee. Oh, yeah. Awesome, man. Look at that. That thing's been sitting outside getting run over. That's awesome, man. Look at that. Oh, let's see if it. 1, 2, 3. So you go low, medium, high, medium, high. All the functions work. Look at that strobe. That's awesome, man. Look at that. That thing's got some character now. I can't even see it. It's still bright. Still got dirt on the lens. That's sweet. Hey, it works. That's crap. Now I don't know how long it's gonna work. I mean, this thing's been through it, man. But wow. Well, I think that this is probably the worst torture test of a flashlight that you could have. I mean, for literally for 3 months this thing's been sitting out in the, look at that. And the lens is covered, and look, you can see the dirt, covered in dirt, junk. Gotta pick it out of there. Oh man, that thing's bad looking. And the threads, but I'm wondering if I can go in there and like smooth them out. You gotta really turn this thing tight, so you know, I probably need to add some cleaner in there and get it all oiled. But hey, you know, it works. 4Sevens, man. I was just about ready to buy me a new one, but maybe I still will. Maybe I'll get the one with the clicker on it. I mean, that's pretty good. Alright, that's a torture test right there. So, 4Sevens, man. Getting it done. Even through neglect, the thing still works great. So, cool. I'm actually really excited. This is my favorite light. I mean, it looks a little more banged up than I like, but hey, that's cool. Maybe I'll just... Yeah, I don't know how long it's going to last. I mean, it's got a lot of corrosion on there, so I may have to go in there and keep polishing it up. But it looks like it's going to live. Look at that. Bright setting. 2, 3. There's the brightest. That thing's super bright still. Yeah. Awesome. Well, there you go. 4Sevens, man. Good stuff. You can run it over with a truck and it still works for like 3 months at a time. Perfect. Look at that junk hanging off of it. That's good. Good conclusion to that. Alright, so here's the verdict. I took it apart and cleaned it up. Took a socket that matched almost the inside of this, did a little press fitting, kind of moved it in and around, bent it back. Got it pretty straight. I mean, it's pretty round, a little bit of a oblong, but not too bad. It's actually pretty close. And kind of ran that thing in and out until it moved freely, so I know I'm fairly circular on that. And then I did the same thing with this, because this was really rubbing, and you know, it'd been run over a bunch of times, so I took a socket in there and kind of pressed it in, moved it around a little bit, pulled it out, did it again, cleaned off the threads, oiled it, cleaned up the outside a little bit, cleaned off the lens. There's a tiny bit of, you won't be able to see it in the camera, it's so fine, but there's just a tiny bit of condensation in there, just barely on the inside of the lens. So let's see, just throw it back on there. So actually, it's still a little gritchy. You know, it's got a little bit of, you know, that might still need to be cleaned out a little bit on the threads. But man, I mean, it turns fine, and you can. Might be the O-ring too. The O-ring's probably cooked. I think I have a new O-ring for this thing somewhere from the kit. But look at that. No problem. It's fine. I mean, that's it, man. That's the good, that, I think that survived probably the worst torture test I could put it through. That's great. Well, get a 4.7s, man. They work.